Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda and welcome to my show. I'll give you the latest status of the stimulus negotiations and some surprising information about statistics that came out in July about personal income and about the status of the economy, which could be potentially misleading, and I'll tell you why. Once again, this is Dr. Nitin Choda. Welcome to my show. If you do learn something new, please consider clicking like, please subscribe, please enable notifications because it really helps out me and my channel. It helps out my team that works behind the scenes to bring you this content on a regular basis. Let's jump right in. There was a call today that involved US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Remember, these are the two lead negotiators on the part of the White House from the president's side, from the administration side, and they were negotiating with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and unfortunately those talks have all but broken down. In fact, there was a 25-minute phone call yesterday between Mark Meadows and Speaker Pelosi, and that went nowhere. And since then, both sides have been taking shots at each other. Well, what happened today was that the White House lead negotiators held one of their conference calls with Senate Republicans, and what they said was, and this is what White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said, he told the senators that his call with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi yesterday was, I quote, a waste of time. Yes, he said a waste of time. And Steven Mnuchin said that he believes that Speaker Pelosi is not in a deal-making mode. So that's where things stand right now. That is the perspective of the administration. Now, in addition, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that the Senate will not likely come back into session next week. They will not likely come back into session next week. They will instead come back after Labor Day, most likely. That is what Senate Majority Leader said. There was some thought, keep in mind, of coming back next week to get some work done, potentially in the hopes of some consensus in the stimulus. So, I mean, if the call yesterday had gone well in an alternate world, then the Senate would have come back into session next week to work on something. But clearly, they are not going to come back to session next week because they believe that nothing's happening, and so they are not going to come back until after Labor Day. So here's where things stand right now. After the Labor Day holiday, the Senate's going to be back in session. Presumably, the two sides will start talking about the upcoming shutdown because the government does need to be funded. I don't believe we'll see a shutdown of the government. That would be inconceivable. Although we live in a world where pretty much anything is conceivable. But assuming that they come to a consensus about continuing to fund the government, hopefully they can also come to a consensus about federal unemployment benefits extension and the stimulus check. But right now, the way it looks is that there is going to be zero talk of stimulus checks and federal unemployment benefits until after the Labor Day holiday. That's where things stand right now. And again, I wish I was giving you good news, but unfortunately things seem to be escalating. Speaking of escalations, House panel is actually initiating contempt proceedings against Mike Pompeo, against Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. That's a big deal. So the House Foreign Affairs Committee is launching contempt proceedings against Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for what they say is his repeated refusal to cooperate with the committee's investigation. So the escalations between the administration and the House, specifically the Democrats, just seem to continue. I'm going to try and stay focused on the data. And speaking of data, July personal income was $900 billion, more than it was in February. Now think about this. How is it possible that overall personal income would be higher in July relative to February? Now, in case you're thinking, well, these numbers are rigged. Actually, the math, now let me give you the math real quick. The economy is down by $1 trillion, okay? But with the CARES Act and with federal unemployment benefits, $1.8 trillion was injected into the system. This was in March and April. Now, keep in mind that whenever money is injected into the system, there's sort of a lagging effect. There's a lagging indicator. So the money that was injected into the system in March, April, and May basically propped up the economy in June, July, and August, right? But the problem is, because of federal unemployment benefits, the enhanced unemployment benefit, the $600 a week, ended in July. We'll now start to see the effects in terms of overall personal income, spending, the overall state of the economy in September, October, November, potentially into December, which from a political standpoint, I mean, when the numbers come out in October and November, it's pretty clear those numbers are not going to be good. And, you know, it's gosh, what a situation. So because the fiscal support has sort of fallen apart, if you will. The $300 a week measure from the president's executive actions, whether you agree politically with the president or not, the fact is there's a lot of inequality in terms of these benefits. Many states have not started paying, in fact, a majority of states have not started paying out the benefits. A majority of states will not pay the $400 a week benefit. At the time I'm recording this, only a small handful of states, 4 or 5 states, are paying the full $400 a week benefit, and some states are saying that they will not start paying out the benefit until October. Alaska is one of them, and some states already started paying benefits 2 weeks ago, Arizona. So there's a lot of fundamental inequality because the $300 a week unemployment lost wages assistance program, the enhanced unemployment benefit from the president's executive order, is nothing more than a stopgap measure. It's possible that that was a way for the administration to buy time until they worked out a deal with Speaker Pelosi. But guess what? Speaker Pelosi is not budging. That's clear from the call yesterday, from her statement yesterday, which I analyzed on my channel. In her statement, she basically said that the administration does not care for the American people, and the administration, you can see the administration's position, but the numbers suggest that without additional support which comes through Congress, because that's the significant, we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars of support. What the president did with the $44 billion in the grand scheme of things is just a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of money that's needed to continuously support, at least for the short term, those who need it the most. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we will start to see damage from the loss of jobs and the loss of income in the next couple of months. And the extra $600 a week booster was 5% of disposable income in the month of July, and now it's gone. So basically now think about it, if people spend 5 to 10% less, that's going to be a significant drag on the economy. That's it, everybody. By the way, I have new glasses, my prescription Gunnar glasses. Let me know if you want me to switch the glasses out. I use prescription Gunnar glasses. I spent so much time on a computer that I had to get anti-glare glasses, and so let me know what you think of these new glasses, or whether you think I should just stick to the others. And that's where we are. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something new, please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications so you get instant updates from us going forward. I really appreciate you watching. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week, so make sure you enable notifications so you get those notifications. Sometimes YouTube doesn't send notifications, so you may want to just bookmark our channel, youtube.com/ignition time, and then visit the channel maybe once or twice a day so you can see all the latest videos. You can also get alerts from us. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and then you'll get instant alerts from us whenever we have breaking news that we want to report to you. You can also get on our email list, and you can opt out of the emails at any time. Once again, please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that, and so would my team. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. It supports us in our efforts as we continue to work hard behind the scenes for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thanks. Let's see, here are the glasses. The quick contrast again for you, and there you go. Let me know. Thanks. I'll see you soon. Bye.